Welcome to BDO Radio, recorded in front of a live streaming audience. It's your weekly talk show about Black Desert Online. And don't forget, you can join the conversation by sending tweets to @BDO Radio. Leave voicemails at speakpipe.com/BDO Radio. Or email us at bdoradio@gmail.com. And now, for your host, the Wizard of the West Coast, it's Brent Copeland.
Howdy, folks. It's me, Brent Copeland, and this is BDO Radio, Black Desert Online Radio, number 9. We're going to talk about guilds today, and we're recording this on April 17th, 2016. And let's go ahead and move on into this.
Weekly Adventures.
So I hope everybody's been having a fun week in Black Desert Online. Like, how couldn't you? I don't know. I thought I would be 50 by now because they did that XP stuff and I started leveling more. On 49, like about 30% into 49, I believe. And I think I'll get 50 this week. It just depends if I go out and fight or if I cook, right? Like, what am I going to do? So I've been setting up some more shops and I'm going to build me, the really nice fishing poles. And so I'm kind of gearing all that as well. But I did go out and do a bit of fighting, fought a Cyclops, and it was a tough fight. Like I think I talked a little bit about it last week, doing the ogres but man, like fought Cyclops for like 10 minutes. Like solo, and it was painful. So watch out for them Cyclopses. They will do some damage. Also, we had some people from the show asked to be in the guild. I sent an announcement last week, and got a couple people. And when I tried to add them, we were full. All our slots were full because I forget that. And we'll get to this more in the actual guild discussion. But you start off with only like 10 slots. And so anyway, we got that taken care of. We added 10 more slots so we can get up to 25 people now. So I'll re-invite the people who missed it last week who want to get added back in. Just give me a holler in game. Look for my family name, Brent Copeland. And we'll meet up and get you added. If you can, try to be on Calpheon 2. It's the Orwin server. That's normally where we play on, and it makes it easier so I don't have to switch channels to invite you. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to some folks that I played a little bit with. Antor, Miaiku, Sir Vector. It's the what's your Victor? No, what's your Vector? Anyway, and Madara. They let me join in with them when I was trying the first time. When you get to maybe 48, but I was 49 at the time. You can get these scrolls for doing quests to go kill the imp captain, the imp, the red-nosed imp dude, the big guy. Anyway, so I was going over there, and I didn't know how many people it took, and they were about to start it, and I was like, hey, y'all got room? And they're like, yeah, join us. We got like a bunch of scrolls. So ended up doing that, and I ran back and completed the quest again to get another scroll, and they waited while I did that. And I mean, it was great. I ended up with a ton of silver. Got 1,800 tokens, which you can turn in for stones. Which I got the for 3 you can get the weapons, or for 2 you can get the armor. And I got 6 weapons. Only one of them took, so I got my main weapon up to 9, I believe. So I'm around 76 AP. I think is what I'm at right now, at 49. So going to keep trying to raise in that. And also want to apologize to Hannigan. Didn't mean to try to kill you. I thought that's what we were doing, and didn't know you were a friend of theirs. So I definitely appreciate that. I also started a bit more farming. I was looking for a bigger farm because I can only do one thing at a time. And I was like, hey, there's not many people farming. Maybe I can get up on the list if I do some farming. So I might do that and then shoot some. I don't know why I want to be on the ranking lists. Or I don't know which one, because I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything. So I'm not really excelling in one thing. but it's kind of cool that they have that. So anyway,
Time for news and discussion on BDO Radio.
news and discussion. We have a question in the chat room there for JBJ Blaze. So you can do PvP at BDO. You can actually at 45. I and this is funny. I don't know how you do it. Like I don't know how you trigger that you're in PvP. I know somehow one time I was fighting a boss at 45 and someone started attacking me afterwards. So I don't know if you can just start attacking someone. If you have to turn something on to attack someone, because like we were all there fighting the boss, like I would assume you can't. It's not just always on, or you would be all attacking each other at these bosses. So maybe that'll be next week's discussion, PvP. Actually, no, we'll be talking about the new classes next week because they will be out. Those will be in the news. But upcoming show, we'll talk about some PvP stuff, especially as I get into it. Mark Vual from the chat room says at 45 plus, you can hit Alt C to flag for PvP. And I think there's some other things in there about like, if you kill someone who's not flagged, is that where you get like some kind of dings or something? Anyway, we'll get into that a bunch more because I will definitely be getting to the PvP a lot more as I'm 50. I want to hop into the new arena stuff. So that'll be awesome. So before we get into more guild stuff, though, I did want to talk about some news things. We got a new website, blackdesertonlineradio.com, and it's just it's more of just a brochure page so people can, hey, I want to know where to find the show. Go there, and it has all the links, and we may add posts and stuff. But it's just something I threw together today. So hope you like it. Also, I redid episode 1. It should be out by the time this episode's out and I'm going to delete episode 2 and 3 because those episodes were recorded in my car and I wasn't really sure if I was going to do like a weekly show and they sound like crap and there's really not much meat to them. It's just me going, I love the game. So I think maybe we don't need those. And I've had a few people say, I started listening to the podcast, but man, the sound was really crap. And I'm like, go to, episode 8's where it starts sounding a lot better. But I figure, how about I do this? I'll go back and redo episode 1 and just tell people what the show's about and say, skip 2 and 3. So did that. That'll go out this week as well. There's also news that they are releasing 2 new classes next week. What? That's the Musa and the Mewa. And they're basically, it's kind of like the Witch and the Wizard. They're kind of the same class, at least from what I read. They are basically the same class. Let me read real quick what they say about it. The Musa is a melee class that relies on high speed and fast reactions to stay ahead of the enemy. With incredible mobility and a specialty for AoE-focused attacks, the Musa excels in small-scale PvP. The Musa is at its best when dashing across the battlefield to dispatch enemies with powerful AoE attacks, but each uncalculated move can be deadly due to his lower defense. So, glass cannon sounds like. The Mewa is the female. And I may be saying that totally wrong. It's Maehwa, but I'm going to say Mewa until someone corrects me. Is the female counterpart to the Musa class and boasts similar stats. Like the Musa, the Mewa fights with a blade and short bow while quickly moving about the battlefield to avoid enemy attacks. While both classes are melee-oriented, the short bow affords the Musa and the Mewa a selection of ranged attacks used to it's not a word. Well, it is, but not in this case. To knock down targets and provide an opening to deliver close quarters attacks. Unlike the Musa, the Mewa specializes in one-on-one combat with impressive ability to lock down single targets with an extended amount of time. The Musa's focus on AoE and the Mewa's powerful single target attacks make the pair an excellent choice for group fights. So they're definitely different classes. To get that out, but That sounds fun. I think I would like the Musa more than the Maywa. The Maywa sounds like it's going to be a drag to fight them just because they're going to lock you down. It's going to be like the Berserker's grappling when it gets fixed, and the Musa is like I love the AOE stuff, so that's why I love being the wizard. So this might be a fun like melee alternative to the wizard. So I definitely have to try that out. Looking forward to that next week. So free up some slots. Let me know. Did you save a slot for this? Are you gonna buy a slot? How are you gonna play the new character, or are you going to play it at all? Let me know. You know the ways to do it. Also, we sold our shirts. I don't know if you were following on Twitter, but I actually released some shirts for kind of like it's a Teespring thing, so you got to get enough shirts sold, and then you only have I think there's like another week, like till the 26th or so, 24th or 26th, that you can buy the shirt, but it's just kind of a limited edition. Black Desert Online Radio shirt at Teespring, and we got enough sold that they will be printed. So I can't wait to get mine. I might get another one just to give out for the show. 54 in the chat room says I may have to delete my tamer for the new class. So that's cool. People are thinking about it, thinking about what they're going to do. And I think it's just exciting in general that they are already releasing this stuff. Like, I was scared we were gonna have to wait like a year or something for like a major content update, and here we've gotten two, or we're getting two. So it looks like it's going to be a monthly thing until we're caught up with the rest of the world, sort of. I have been doing a lot of backpack running. I got my tier 3 horse up to level 30, and it's actually at max XP at 30. Even though you can get XP at 30, it won't trigger over to 31. So 30 is the highest as the horse. And so I started walking around a lot more with a backpack. I'm only like level, I don't know, 17 or something with the walking or whatever strength thing. But I figured, hey, that'll give me more weight to carry around, because that's what I'm running into a lot. I got a ton of space, because I put some money down for some space and some hawks. I did get the sky hawk, and so I've got my 3 birds again. That's fun. So anyway, with the guilds, let's go ahead and talk about guilds, because I know it's something that people may not really be in, because it's not like most games where you just start up a guild and you're like, hey, everybody join me, because there's some kind of you can't just jump ship always, and you can't just like hop in a guild and be like, well, I can leave tomorrow if it doesn't work, and things like that. So let's get into it and make it a little less mysterious. So first off, to create a guild, you need some silver. I believe it's 150,000 silver, maybe. And that's just to make it into a clan, basically. And clan is just like a guild without quests and some of the guild features. It's almost like, hey, here's a chat room for us. So then you can upgrade your clan to a guild, but it'll require 100,000 silver. Oh, that's what it is. It's 150,000 silver if you don't already have your clan and upgrade the clan. So it's 100,000 from clan to guild. And I am in a guild. We're called Trust. We're on the Orwin server, and it's our Bind Point, the MMO show, and now BDO Radio Guild. So if you're a listener, you can join. We will be following the rule number 9, which is, don't be a dick. So as long as you're cool to everybody else, everybody will be cool to you, and that's how it does. So with the guild, you get a guild bank that starts off with 80,000 silver. So I guess it only costs 20,000 silver. Guild names can be up to 10 characters, no spaces or special characters, and it will be displayed above yo head. And here's one thing with the guild you'll learn: the guild is owned by the guild leader. Like, it is so shut down. Like, all that money, everything comes from the guild leader. It's kind of awkward. Like if the person who's going to start the guild doesn't have the money, you can't just be like, here it is, let's start it. You got to wait till they get the money. Same thing with upgrading it. The same thing with adding stuff. Now I don't know how much they can tweak the settings. I'm not the guild leader. I'm just a guild officer. But so I've seen as a guild officer, like in the guild, you can do things like, okay, so well, okay, let's backtrack a little bit and let's just go through what a guild is and what it does. So then I'll delve into my side stuff. Okay, so to invite someone, you've got to be near them, basically. So you don't have to actually click on them. I've learned this. You can do it from if they whisper to you. You do get an option where you can ask them to join the guild. The thing is, you have to be. I want to say it's like in a group. If you're getting XP from a group, that's close enough. You'll see that little radar. So what I've been doing is adding people to the group, and then instead of being like, okay, meet me exactly here, I get to the city and kind of roam around until I can see them and get close enough. And then I can invite them. Or you can, if you can see them, you can, basically not right click on them, but where you get the little mouse wheel of options and it will give you the option. Now, it's not like most games where they join and then you set what status they are. They actually sign a contract. You sign it as well. You're signing a contract to this player, basically saying, okay, and this confused me at first because at the bottom of the contract it's like signed for 1 day, 7 days, 21, 1 month, or I don't know the actual numbers, but they're different periods of time, and you're basically saying, okay, the contract is we're going to pay you daily at this rate to be in our guild, but you will not leave our guild until this date is done. So that's what that date on the contract is. It's how long you have before you can kick them out or before they can leave the guild. With some caveats. If you decide you really just do not like this guild, you can actually leave or you can be kicked. If you're kicked before that date is up, the guild will actually have to pay you money. And if you leave before that time, you will have to pay the guild money. If you can't afford the fee, you won't be able to leave the guild. And actually, if you're still under contract, you got to pay 3 times the amount of their salary. The guild does to the guild member. Also, contracts can be extended at any time by the guild leader. The officers can't. Like I'm able to invite someone and give them like guild stuff unless there's permissions in there where they can be set that, and I just haven't seen that. I kind of wanted to get a guild leader to talk to just to double check on that, but for me it looks like I can't really renew it, but your guild leader can sit there and just keep renewing it and say, no, you're staying, and until you're like, no, this isn't worth it, I'm out of here. The salary can also be adjusted, and so you can set basically it's depending on your contribution to the guild. So you get paid more the more you do. So also, once a contract runs out, the member is free to leave the guild with no penalty, and the guild leader is free to kick the member with no penalty. And you can only join a new guild 1 day after leaving your last guild. So, and here's the numbers for the durations. So here they are: 1 day, 7 day, 14 days, and 30 days. The contract fee with those are 1,000, 7,000, 14,000, 30,000. So they're not huge amounts. No one's going to die if you have to pay those. But I do think it kind of makes you think a little more about, oh, do I really want to be in this guild? Do I really want to leave this guild? That sort of thing, which I think is really cool. Also, like I was talking to you earlier, your guild starts with, actually, man, I think it's 15 guild slots. So we have 25 now. So we bought 10 more slots. There is a tax rate once you hit over 30 members. And that may have changed. Someone was telling me it may be 50 members now, but I swear in the game it still says 30 members. But hey, that's tax, right? tax happens. Yeah, once a guild has over 30 members, tax will be applied and automatically deducted every Monday at 12 a.m. and that's UTC plus 9. And if the guild doesn't have enough funds to pay the member's salary or tax, the guild features will begin to disable and worsen as time goes on. And those are things like guild quests, contribution reward rates, and member contracts. And if you're under siege, which I haven't done anything, don't know anything about siege yet, you'll only be able to defend and you won't be able to attack the opposing guild structures. So do those quests, get the money in the guild, and pay everybody. Also, clan it costs 2 points. So as a guild, you also get points, so you can get skills. That's awesome. Who loves new skills, right? We put some into like gathering stuff. So you can do it into like gathering, fishing, but then there's also some like, plus to probably like AP or plus to some kind of something bonus fighting. And then later on there's things where you can like summon your guild and do some other cool stuff. So there's a bunch of reasons to get points. The other reason to get points is it costs 2 guild points per 5 slots. So we had to spend 4 guild points to get our plus 10. So we're at 25 now. And here is what the ranks and the permissions are. We'll go through these quickly. There's 3 ranks in a guild. There's the guild leader, the guild officer, and the guild member. The guild member can do nothing but be a member. Join in on the guild fun. Guild officer can invite members. They can complete guild quests and accept them, and they can use the guild store. Now, looking at the guild store, I've seen nothing that I can really buy there. So that may be something you have to be a big enough guild to get stuff in the store first. The guild leader can change the guild icon, which you can only do on Mondays. Actually, I think we'll get to the guild icon in a minute. But so they can change the icon. They can adjust the member contracts, accept complete quests, declare, revoke wars, use the guild store, and disband the guild. To disband the guild, though, everybody has to be out of it. So they have to go around and kick everybody out first. You can change guild members, but it's like, I want to say like 2.5 million silver, or maybe it was even more, but it was not a low amount. It was kind of painful looking at that. So the bank and the funds can only be accessed by the guild leader and are used to pay tax and salaries of the members. I have an option. I just don't know if it's on the GUI because I haven't been able to actually use it. That says basically to put money in, which I really think they need to add if they don't, because it shouldn't be just up to the guild leader unless they're getting a lot of money, getting paid somehow to run the guild. It just shouldn't be on their shoulders. It should be on whoever wants to be involved, really. So you also get quests. Now, we've tried one quest, but it was a fishing quest, and we only had 4 people on, and it was disastrous. It cost us, I want to say, 10,000 silver. Not a huge deal. So anyway, the guild has quests they can do, and it'll be things like kill quest, go kill this many things. Some of that's like guarding a town while those things are, attacking. There's also gathering quest, crafting quest, and trading quest. So you can pick them. There's different amounts. And your guild menu will actually have a description of all that. And there's better rewards and higher tier quests are available as the guild level increases. So keep leveling that guild. You can also get more guild points and guild karma from doing the guild quests. And the karma is used to start wars with other guilds. So, yay, that seems like that would be awkward, being at war. Let's see. Also, like I said, you can do PvP and wars. You need 100,000 silver to declare wars, along with 100,000 karma. You can do up to 8 different guilds at a time. So you can fight a bunch of folks at the same time, which that sounds like that sounds like fun. Like I can't wait till we get to that place where we're fighting other guilds. Because like hopefully we can find guilds that we're like friends with, and we're like we won't fight truce. Pfft, we'll be friends. But hey, let's go fight this, and we both start up wars with another guild, that sort of thing. The other thing with guilds is you have a guild icon with your guild, and this will be displayed next to your name as well, which is kind of cool. So it's really fun to run around the city and be like, hey, that's a guild mate. So anyway, to do this, you've got to upload a 60 by 60 pixel PNG file to your documents/Black Desert folder with the name gmark.png. That's capital G. And then next, you'll need to buy a guild emblem token from the guild NPC. And once you have the token, go to the guild window by pressing G and apply guild emblem. I think you can only do this on Mondays, too. Like, Mondays is the day you'll probably see a bunch of guild stuff happening. And that's the main gist of guilds and what they do. You know, a lot of it is, as I see, you'll need guilds to do some of these guild quests and do the in-game stuff, the sieges and fighting and controlling nodes and all that stuff. Like you really need a guild. So I think it's in everybody's best interest to go find a guild that they'll jive with and have a lot of fun with. Now, if you're only playing, once a week or something, you may look for a guild that's not going to be into that sort of thing. Maybe look for a guild that's just going to be like a fishing guild or a crafting guild, or just where you can hang out. When you get on, you can chat and talk with some friends, friends guilds. But if you really want to get involved, which I really do in the in-game stuff, I think you really need a solid guild where the bigger percentage of the guild is doing stuff, and they're going to be there, and later on you'll be able to basically do these guild quests and just run through a bunch once a week or maybe even longer, build up those points so you can do the siege stuff and just cream people, right? So that'd be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get there, and we might come back and revisit guilds once. Actually, be more of like a siege and war topic in the future, because I think there's a lot more there. I just want to hit on the basis this week. Next week we'll be talking about the new classes, so send in stuff for that, and that leads us straight into this.
Mail call!
What's a mail call? Mail call is where we talk about all the tweets and comments and Facebook posts and everything like that has been sent in. We do have another Uno Valencia Minuto. I'll get the name right after I hear it. I haven't even listened to it, so hopefully he's not streaming on a bunch of cuss words, because that could happen. I need to start listening to this stuff. But last one was great, so I'll definitely enjoy this one. Hopefully you'll all enjoy it too. Anyway, first off, I want to start with some YouTube comments. First one's from Neo3191, who says, great job on another podcast. While this game is new, it feels nostalgic to me, which I find very interesting. It reminds me of EverQuest, DAOC, older MMOs, and even Skyrim. After playing this, it makes me see what SO could have been, and most other MMOs seem like a joke. Graphics are excellent, no cartoon textures, no hand-holding, open world, and they really tried hard to make the game realistic, which is totally awesome. I like how PvP actually means something in open world PvE zones. You can kill or harass someone for better farm spot while chatting with them with karma penalty. Eventually, guild tax nodes and defend and siege castles. And I think you basically said it. I mean, you kind of nailed it on the head there. That I feel very similar about the same way. This is the most feel of an MMO that I've had that was similar to like EverQuest in forever, where it wasn't just so easy. Like there's some fights you don't know if you're. I mean, you've got 10 guys running after you trying to kill you. You don't know if you're gonna live. Big boss fights. You know, it's just they really did this game well, and it's just like even when I walk back into older zones and see the atmosphere, like going into the harpies and like seeing them like pulling people up off the the edge, it's just hysterical to me, and I think they did a great job in just atmosphere as well. So thanks so much, Neo, for that comment. I agree completely. Josh Murray asked, "What server do you play on?" And that is on the Orwin server. I'm usually hanging out on the Caltheon 2 channel. I always want to say Shard for some reason, but they call them channels. So feel free to join in. Like I said, we do have a guild that has 10 spaces left in it. Once those are filled up, we won't be able to invite more people until we get some more guild points. But if we get that many people, we should be able to get more guild points much faster. Also, when we get to that point, if like you just join and then we'll probably will have like a 15-30 day of like if you don't show up and play, like we will boot you when you're, and maybe that's what we'll do. I've been setting the contracts at 0 days because I don't really want to keep people in a guild if they don't want to be in it. But if you don't show up for 15 days in this, we will have to kick you out to make room for someone who wants to play. Is really what all it comes down to. And if you come back and says like, I was just out of town for 2 weeks, which, hey, great for you. I want to be on vacation for 2 weeks. Or my computer blew up. I don't want that. But just ask in, you can get reinvited if there's a free slot, and we'll keep going like that. And hopefully we'll be like 100 player badass guild at some point. Also, from Twitter, Mark Mazur, or Mazurbrain. Sorry, that's your Twitter handle. I read your actual name. And now I'm going to read your address. He lives at 205. No. What if I got it right? And like people, what would people do? No one would care. No one would like, I'm writing Mark and telling him that, you know how I got your home address? Well, Brent told me. And so I put a deadly snake in here. Here you go. I don't have your address, so I won't give it out. But anyway, Mazurbrain goes on to say, enjoying the show. What's the podcast you mentioned? Technify? Where you discuss SSD and BDO, and that is right. It's Technify, or excuse me, not Technify, Techify. Wow, have I been spelling that wrong forever? Techify. But I did that at first. I would always call it Technify because it just, I don't know. Anyway, Techify podcast. Wow, and I think I responded to you incorrectly too. Oh well. Hopefully you're listening to this show. It's part of the Large Marge radio show network. So go check out Techify. We talk about technology. And that's with my good buddy Eric Fullerton. Let's move on. At Snarly4 says, absolutely love it. I love how much you can get done in this game while you're working, etc. in real life. Now my horse can level even faster. Yes. To the point where you, like, sometimes now I don't even, like, do stuff. Like, now I'm doing the strength training because, I'm getting ready for the Olympics. But I almost feel like I don't even need to do any of that. I'm just, do I want to get some fish? I guess I get some fish. Got so many in my bag, dried fish right now. I need to cook some more because I need to work up my cooking. Cookie. Let's move on. Then thanks for the comments too. I do enjoy that new feature. At Norda Fireborn says, excellent. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Just keep tweeting at BDO Radio. Let me know how you're liking the new classes next week. Let's see. From Facebook, we do have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Black Desert Online Radio. And we do post some stuff there. Darsum posted on there about our BDO Radio shirt. Says, well, give me a t-shirt and a hoodie. And bam, there we were, able to do it all. So thank you so much. All the money that comes from that, I'm actually going to put back into swag to hopefully start doing some prize giveaways. So contact us on all of those. You can also leave messages on SoundCloud as well. I check it all every week before the show and get them in here. And now we have another episode from Zen Darkstone, and this is awesome. Thank you so much, Zen. Let's play it.
BDO Radio. Uno Valencia. You won. Uno momento. And now, your Valencia Minute. Momento Valencia. News, information, and alerts from the people of Valencia. You won. Dateline, Valia. Mindless mobs of witless wizards and senseless sorceresses gather at the gates of this bustling Bayside trade hub. Some stand with fishing poles dangling impotently in the air. Others with hands and eyes empty and lifeless. Your intrepid investigating invoker attempted to interview one of these hapless heroes who had this to say. Ominous. Stay tuned to BDO Radio for future development. Real Valencia chat logs, as read by your grandma and a 12-year-old boy. Slaythought said,
You guys ever stick a finger or two up your butt?
Then later,
You guys ever stick a finger or two up your butt?
to it Has-Treed replied,
A whole fist or nothing.
Spam Scam Alert Update. Gold spammers have adapted, and so have the people of Valencia. Now, in addition to the letters www.ad.com, you'll find savvy chat filters set to register 3VVWWW, and com. This has been your Valencia Minute. Momento Valencia. Uno Valencia.
That was absolutely awesome, Zen. Thank you so much for sending that in. And don't miss it. Subscribe, like, and share, and that way everybody else can hear it too. But yeah, did you? Woo! I got perfect timing because I just sneezed so badly, and Zen saved me. So I do also want to mention, before I forget, I think I keep forgetting to really get into this, but we did also get a sponsor from Audible Trial, audible.com. It's great. They read books to you. Actually, people read books to you. You can even get a book where the guy from Snakes on a Plane, and I can't believe I just blacked out on his name, reads you How to Go to Sleep book. It's probably not a kid book. But anyway, you get a free Audible trial. It's a 30-day free trial. You get a couple books, some other services like newspapers and things like that. Absolutely free. If you cancel before the end of the month, it won't cost you a dime. So just go to audibletrial.com/BDO Radio. Yes, thank you, JBJ Blaze. That is Samuel L. Jackson singing Go the F to Sleep. And it's actually a pretty damn funny book. But they've got a ton of pretty much anything you can think of on a book there, and some stuff you can't. But I've been a member so long that they actually gave me an iRiver when I first started. So I had this little iRiver, and that was my little MP3 player. So anyway, go take advantage of that. audibletrial.com/BDO Radio today. We'll definitely appreciate that. So let's move on into this.
Hey, Brent, show us your teeth.
That is the worst segment title I have ever heard.
Well, let's hear you do better.
How about something simple, like gathering resources?
That really sucks.
I am going to kill you.
At least it's not things the Black Spirit might say.
Hey, that's not my fault. This idiot Brent made me say it. I would have gone with time for Knowledge College.
Hey, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
Thanks, and don't feel bad about the dessert thing. Dessert, it's a simple mistake.
Screw you.
Let's just move on to this.
Sandbox Playtime.
So, Sandbox Playtime. This is where you can tell me your ideas for the game. Things that you might want to change, you might want to add. It could be as off the wall, as bizarre as you want. You can call it in, you can send it, tweet it. However, get it to me and I'll read it during Sandbox Playtime. Anyway, had a couple of things. These are guild things. I figured I'd try to keep it on topic. The first one, I want them to give more options for the guild officers. Let us do more stuff to help the guild. And it could roll down into members and basically permissions. Give us more stuff. I need to be able to kick someone from the guild if necessary. And all this can be permission based. So if your guild leader doesn't want you to have the option, well, they can control it. But let's at least get the options in there. And it would really help out, especially like putting money in the guild, getting things like situated, stuff like that. Also, I'd love to see them add in kind of like the guild logo, add in like some guild colors, like think of old medieval style, their shield, their coat of arms, basically something like that. So now around your house, you could have a bunch of flags outside your house. Well, I guess not outside, but like inside your house, inside the guild hall. Your horse could be in those colors. You could make yourself in those colors, your shield, but you would have like your guild colors. And then when your guild gets together, and I guess you can just all dye your stuff that. So I guess it's kind of in there, but I would like to be able to make like the coat of arms for like your shield and maybe a cloak, carrying flags and banners and things like that. I think that'd be an awesome idea. And hey, it's something in the shop that we might have to buy, right? Just an idea. That's all my ideas. So I didn't. Yeah. Let's just move on to. I got a couple of links and videos. I didn't actually make the new bumpers for the new segments. I just made the long thing that explained why I was doing that. So anyway, we'll just move on to gathering resources. These are links and videos that I thought you might be interested in. Just a couple this week. And like always, and at some point I'll quit mentioning this because hopefully you'll just know. I change all the links into bit.ly links to make them easier to remember and find. And then I'm also going to try to put them, if you're watching Twitch Live, I'll try to put them down there as well as on the Black Desert onlineradio.com. So the first one is all the links by Addicted to Chaos. Wow, it's super elite speak. But this is the Black Book. And you can go to bit.ly/BDO Radio _Black Book. And it's links to everything. It's a great list of links. So go there. They've added us to there as well, I believe. So that's awesome, as well as some other podcasts. So try that out. There's another one I was looking at today. I haven't been able to use it yet, but it looks like it'll be interesting if you're into trading. So for all the traders out there, go to bit.ly/BDO Radio _trading. And basically put in your trade level, and we'll tell you the amounts of like everything everywhere, so you know where you can buy stuff. Seems invaluable to me. So all the traders out there, let me know. And now let's go into Knowledge College. If y'all can think of better segment titles, send those in too. But this is Tips and Tricks. Maybe that's his name. Tips and Tricks. This is just one this week. But I needed to find my screenshots, and they put it in this bizarro place for some reason. It's probably a great place. It's probably standard in some Windows format, but it's in your Documents /Black Desert /screenshot. So what I did, and I thought this was kind of a neat trick. Maybe it's too simple. I don't know. But so what you can do is just open one of those images in your browser, and then you can, in your browser URL bar, just delete off the actual image name, and then hit enter, and it'll take you to the folder in your browser, and then you can favorite that folder and just add it as a bookmark in your BDO links, because I know you got one, right? I've got a huge folder. Anyway, so now anytime you need those screenshots, you can go there, and I'm going to start taking a ton more and throwing them up behind me during the show. This is, one of me riding through the cherry blossom trees next to Heidel. Can't beat that. So, yeah, that's the tip. Go save your bookmarks the right way. And then, of course, join in the conversation. Leave a voicemail for us on SpeakPipe, BDO Radio. Tweet us at BDO Radio. Email us at BDORadio@gmail.com. And, of course, Facebook /Black Desert Online Radio. Thank you, everyone who joined us in the chat today. Really got got some questions answered live. Y'all answered my questions live. That was awesome, which means people don't have to wait till next week to hear it. So that's good stuff. I appreciate it. And next week I will try to give a server announcement. I tried today, but my computer ran out. Windows 10 has some weird bug with RAM, and I've got like, I don't know, I've got 30. I've got 20 gig of RAM. It's a weird number. Because I got, Anyway, and it ran out. And anyway. So next week I will try to reboot beforehand, because then it doesn't do that. So y'all have a great rest of the weekend, great rest of the week, and I will see y'all next week. The show will be up later tonight on SoundCloud and iTunes, and tomorrow on YouTube. Bye-bye, everyone.
You've been listening to BDO Radio, a Large Marge media production. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share. It won't even cost you any energy or contribution points.